It's 9 years that I've been on YouTube. I've always wanted to just be a vlogger. I've just wanted to do lifestyle vlogs, just vlog my life. Am I too old and boring for this platform? I never thought that it would become such a huge part of my life. This is why I love vlogging, because it makes me think about things in a way that I wouldn't if I didn't have you all to talk to like this. Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a full-time university writing instructor and a part-time content creator and indie author. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. It is great to have you all here today. Welcome to Friday. I have made it to another Friday and I am so ready for it. I don't know what it is about this semester and this whole academic year. Like, we are now halfway through the semester and 3/4 of the way, slightly more than that, through the academic year. So like, summer break is so close. It's so close. So yeah, I'm just realizing, like, since spring break, I rested all of spring break, and then last weekend was the first weekend after spring break and I got nothing done. I just rested the whole time. And this week has felt as productive as last week was. Like, I was really productive Monday through Friday after spring break, and then I crashed on Saturday and Sunday. But then Monday through yesterday, I've been pretty productive. I haven't made as much book progress as I would have liked this week, but I think because of all the progress and hours I've put in on everything else earlier this week, I've got a couple big teaching things, big tasks that I need to get done that I'm going to try to wrap up today. But I should, fingers crossed, I should be able to finish a little bit early today, which means we've got plenty of time to chat and plenty of time for me to get a good push on the remaining Scrivener read through chapters. Quick update here at the start of this vlog. I think I'm on to chapter 15, so I only have like 5 chapters and the epilogue left. I'm not gonna make myself do a lot of book work this weekend if I don't feel like it, because I am just kind of acknowledging I just don't think the weekends are going to be that productive for the rest of the semester. I really am starting to feel like I need 2 days each week to just do nothing. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do today, but only about half of it is teaching related. I've done really well on teaching work this week, so I'm feeling really good about that. I'm just gonna do as much editing, book editing work throughout the remainder of the semester as I can. But if I don't feel like working on book stuff over the weekends, I'm not gonna make myself, and I will just see where I'm at when summer break starts and adjust my schedule accordingly. I think it's just a few weeks, really. So it's literally just 4 weekends, I think, 4 or 5 weekends that I'm probably not going to be working on book stuff. So I can make that up pretty quickly in spring break. Anyway, no one cares. What people might care about is the topic of this vlog, which is that it's 9 years that I've been on YouTube. It's not quite 9 years yet as I am filming this, but if you are watching this on Wednesday, April 2nd, it will have been my 9 years on yesterday, Tuesday, April 1st. April 1st, 2016, I published my first YouTube video. I had filmed it in February. I think I'd even filmed it on my birthday, on my 35th birthday. So I started YouTube at 35. I'm now 44. It's been 9 years, and it's a bit wild. And this channel has gone way beyond what I ever thought possible. I didn't think I would even get to 100 subscribers, and I managed to reach 100 subscribers in like only 2 or 3 months. And so from that, it was like, okay, like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to like hope for or dream of. Like, this has already exceeded all of my wildest dreams. Hello, you're downstairs. I'm vlogging, darn it. Okay. Okay, count on mom to help me keep the intro short. Oh, and I've got a flashing battery light. This is fantastic. We're gonna be talking about 9 years on YouTube, how things have changed, how I feel, Am I too old and boring to be on this platform anymore? Was I too old and boring from the beginning? I say no. YouTube might disagree with me on that, but if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel, this has honestly been the best thing I have ever done in my entire life, or at least one of the best decisions I've ever made. We'll talk all about that, but yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. The last couple years in particular have been very interesting for me here on YouTube, and my approach to YouTube, my goals for YouTube have definitely changed over 9 years. And so I just thought 9 years, we're staring down the barrel of 10 years, a full decade on this platform in just one more year, and I've got thoughts. So I thought that's what we could talk about today in between me doing my work and stuff. And yeah, if that sounds good, keep watching. But for now, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and do my grocery shopping for the week. Mom is on her way up. I will take you with us, and we'll see if I can find some more tulips or other spring flowers and some other like fun stuff for the week. And then we'll come back here and get back to chatting and get to working. Okay, I'm back. I'm home. I've got what's left of my iced latte in my cute little London mug from Sur La Table. I've got some daffodils on my desk, and I've bought some tulips. The tulips are on the coffee table behind me. I really hope the daffodils open up. I do not have very good luck with daffodils. They do have the label product of the UK, so they come all the way from the UK, and yeah, we'll see if they open up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I've got the daffodils on my desk and the tulips on the coffee table, and I'm feeling very springtime here at home. The air conditioning is on, so if you can hear that in the background, I'm sorry, but we all just have to get used to it because 'tis the season of the air conditioner. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about the weather, even though we all know that's one of my favorite subjects. Today, we're talking about 9 years on YouTube. Like, it's a weird thing. It really, really is. I'm so scattered today too, so we'll see how this vlog goes. But I just have a lot that I've been thinking about and a lot that I kind of want to talk about. But on April 1st, 2016, I published my first YouTube video. And it was not an April Fool's joke. And I did not mean for it to be that late. I'm pretty sure I filmed it on my birthday of 2016, so the end of February. And then I got sick. I got sick right after my birthday that year. I hadn't yet filmed like a second video, and I didn't want to put the first video up until I knew I had like a second and third video filmed and was in the process of editing, because I knew from my research, I knew that posting consistently was really important to success on YouTube. And so I didn't want to post my first video and then not post a second video for like weeks or even a month from when the first one had gone up. So I held that first video and then finally was like on April 1st. I don't care that it's April 1st. That would not be my normal choice, but I think I was trying to do, where'd my ring go? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I just realized I didn't put my ring back on after I got home and washed my hands and got changed and everything. I didn't put my bracelet on either. I just feel, does anyone else feel naked when you don't put on your normal jewelry? If I don't have my sapphire ring on, like something, I don't know how it took me this long to notice it. Moving on, I do not want to restart this clip for the millionth time. So yeah, I just published the video, and that video is still on my channel. It is still public and visible on my channel. If you want a good laugh, or if you want to feel better about your first video, go watch mine. I am so awkward and so scared I haven't rewatched it in years. I keep thinking of filming a reaction video, and I've been of two minds. Like, part of me feels like, save that for the 10th anniversary or the 10th birthday, save that for next year, and part of me just wants to do it now, because what if something happens and I can't do it next year? So I don't know. Let me know if you'd like to see me do that, because I could do that as a bonus video sometime this month. But yeah, I have not watched it in at least several years. I think I did rewatch it at some point in those first like 2 or 3 years, but I know it's been at least 6 or 7 years since I watched it. And maybe I haven't watched it since I published it. I can't fully remember. It's not that long. I did not start off doing hour-long videos. My videos used to be a lot shorter, but yeah, I was so scared, and I had no idea how this was going to go. This whole channel just started on an absolute whim. I had been doing some research on the beauty, fashion, lifestyle community here on YouTube. I was watching a lot of mostly British YouTubers in that space. I was watching Fleur de Force was a huge inspiration, and I had written a graduate seminar paper, which I then turned into a conference presentation, which I then turned into a chapter in an edited collection, using her channel as a case study, but analyzing the beauty, fashion, lifestyle community in general. So I had been doing all this research, but was also watching a lot of these women. So Fleur de Force, Josie from the channel Fashion Mumbler, Victoria from In the Fro, Lily Pebbles, the Anna Edit. She was still like Viviana Does Makeup back then. Now she's the Anna Edit. Alex from I Covet Thee, who doesn't really make videos anymore. Susie from Hello October, who's now Susie Benaldi. A lot of them now go by their full names. When I first started, my channel was Je suis juste moi, because when I first started, nobody was doing videos and building a channel around their real name. Everyone had some sort of internet name or username that was not connected to their real name. And like a lot of them, now I go by my full name. Who else was I watching? Meg Says, who sometimes still does videos but doesn't post regularly. Lydia Elise Millen, I think I was following just as I was starting to do my channel. So yeah, I was watching all of these mostly British YouTubers and just kind of thought, well, if they're doing it, why can't I? I was older than all of them. Most of the women I was following at the time that I started were at least 5 years younger than me, if not even younger. Like, I was 35 when I started, and I think the average age of the women I was following was like probably like 25. I think the oldest was maybe like 28, but most of them were a lot younger than me. But very quickly after starting my channel, I did find other women who were in their like early to mid 30s, so a little bit closer to my age, within the small YouTube community. And I think that was the biggest surprise for me, was seeing on the flip side, like, you don't really notice it until you start, how big the small YouTube community is, because those are going to be your first subscribers, are going to be other small creators. Most of those people that I followed and that followed me in the beginning aren't still doing content, which is really sad. There have been a lot of people, and when I look through all the channels I'm subscribed to, there's a lot of kind of dead channels or stagnant channels, just kind of frozen in time, people who haven't uploaded for 3 or 4 or 5 years, but who were very active when I first started. I think the only people who are still posting regularly, who were posting when I first started, is my friend Shannon from the channel Pages and Polish. And Shannon and I are about the same age. She's up in Canada. We both kind of bonded over a shared love of beauty stuff, like nail polish and beauty products and makeup and things, and books. And that was those were the main focuses of her channel. And if you are looking for like really good book videos and stuff and book reviews, I highly recommend her channel. Shannon still makes videos on a regular basis. And then Tamsin took a break. Now she's kind of back. She's still not posting like every week, but she does post more regularly than she used to. And Tamsin and I met through YouTube, and anyone who's been watching these vlogs knows that Tamsin and I are best friends. We're soul sisters. We visit each other. She lives in England, but she's come here a few times. I see her pretty much every time I go over there. We spend as much time together as possible. We co-wrote a book together. So our friendship has definitely transcended YouTube, but that's how we originally met, in the comment section of one of Fleur de Force's videos. We've talked about our friendship in vlogs before. So yeah, it's been a long journey. It's been a lot of fun. It has exceeded every possible expectation I could have had. I think, as I was saying at the very beginning of this vlog, I didn't expect to have even 100 subscribers. I thought I'd be lucky to get 10, and I really didn't have very high hopes for this. I knew that so many of the people I was following were significantly younger. It felt like it was a lot younger, like the audience on YouTube was a lot younger. I wasn't sure if anyone would be interested in a 35-year-old doing a PhD. There were not that many PhD YouTubers at the time. There were a couple, and they didn't really stick with it. Now there's so many more. There are so many grad student YouTubers on here now, and study videos and study with me. Like, all of these are so much more popular than they were in 2016. I just feel like I was too early. I feel like if I was starting my channel now as a PhD grad student, it'd be very, very different. There's so much more of an audience for it. I feel like grad students now have, like, people who are in their 20s or even early 30s, like mid to late 20s, doing a graduate degree right now, are so much more active on YouTube compared to that age group back in 2016. So I was kind of ahead of my time, but not in a way that worked out for me. It kind of worked against me. And I feel like that's been the case for YouTube for me. Like, I just feel like I've never quite been able to find my place. I think because ultimately, and we'll talk about this a little bit more like throughout this vlog, I feel like ultimately, from the beginning, I've always wanted to just be a vlogger. I've just wanted to do lifestyle vlogs, just vlog my life, video diarist kind of a thing. And those are really hard channels to grow. And all of the big channels that I follow who do that content exclusively started off doing the traditional what's in my bag and monthly favorites and things like that. And that's what I did in the beginning, and gradually started adding in the vlogs. But I think because my vlog focus has changed so much. First it was PhD life, and then it was post-PhD, but what do I do now? And now I focus on my books and my writing, but I don't really consider myself a pure, straight up author tuber either. I'm now starting to do a lot more of these kind of life in my 40s. And that's a topic I'm really interested in because I feel like it's not talked about as much. I feel like it's helping me find and build a really awesome community here of women in their mid to late 30s, like going into their 40s, women in their 40s, and then women older than their 40s, women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Women who have a lot of either similar experiences or who can relate or who have advice because they've been through their 40s and they're now in the next decade or so and have been through a lot of what I'm talking about. And that is so valuable and has been helping me so much. And it's been helping me feel so much less alone. This channel has just been truly the gift that keeps on giving. And in some ways, if we look at basic metrics, right? If we're looking at subscriber numbers or view counts or things like that, I probably am not where some people would expect to be after 9 years on this platform. But in terms of community, I have hit the jackpot. And I think the community is one of the main reasons why I'm still doing this 9 years later. Because, you know, in terms of revenue, in terms of subscriber count, in terms of view count, I've done very well and I have exceeded all of my expectations. Again, I never expected to have even 100 subscribers, let alone over 5,000. That was a huge milestone for me to hit this year. 2016 Andrea could not even conceive of 5,000 people following this channel. That was just beyond wildest expectations. And now 2025 Andrea is like, maybe we can get to 10K one day. 10K is possible, right? It's gonna take me a long time, but it does feel possible now. And so it's not that I'm making videos because I hope one day I'll get to 10K, but it's like, if I can keep growing, however slowly, but be finding all of you amazing people who seem to find me, it's so worth it, because this community truly is the best thing. And if you had told me in the beginning that 9 years on, I would have 5,000 subscribers and I would be averaging around 500 views per video and dozens of comments per video, and be hearing from so many incredible people who give me advice and support and solidarity, and who validate how I'm feeling about life, and who help me feel so much less alone, I would have thought, I wouldn't have believed you that if you told me that this is where we'd be 9 years later. But I would have thought, but if that does happen, that would be really amazing. And that would be totally worth sticking with this for 9 years. So it's just one of those things where you start off doing YouTube and you have no idea where it's going to go. You can't plan this, you can't predict this. It's something that happens, and it's one of the like magical things that can happen. But oh my gosh, it really has made it one of the best things I have ever done. I'm consistently and constantly and forever grateful to 2016 Andrea for being brave enough to hit publish on that first video, and then for continuing every week for 9 years to put out more videos. It's been amazing. But the channel has been through quite an evolution, and my thoughts about YouTube have definitely changed as I've gotten older. So that's something I want to talk about next. I'm gonna get some work done. I'm gonna let you all enjoy a nice little B-roll montage, and then we will talk about the topic that has been pressing on my brain for months now and see if I can finally articulate what I'm actually talking about and thinking about. Okay, I have had a very productive morning and midday. I'm done. I'm keeping an eye on email for the rest of the day, but I have caught up on grading, I'm caught up on email, so yay, I get to spend the rest of the day working on book stuff. I'm going to do hopefully at least 3, if not 4 chapters in my Scrivener read through. So yeah. Let's chat YouTube. The continual question that I constantly ask myself, am I too old and boring for this platform? And I wanted to talk about this because the answer is no. Okay, let's just put that out there. I've brought this question up before. A number of you have said in the comments every time I've brought it up that no, you're not too old and boring. But this is something that I definitely think about a lot. After 9 years on this platform, I think whenever you've been on a platform or working in a job or doing any kind of hobby or whatever, whenever you've been doing something for several years or more, you do start to question your relevance, how good you are at that thing. Is this something you should continue doing? So I think when it comes to social media in general, I don't think it's wrong or uncommon to start questioning your relevance on the platform, how your age or other factors impact your performance on that platform, how that might impact your existing audience or gaining and attracting new audience. Like, I think it's normal that I'm thinking about this. And it's not stopping me from doing anything. And so one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up and talk about this a bit is because I feel like YouTube is continuing to grow and people are starting channels every day. It's not something that I feel is like, YouTube on the one hand is a very saturated platform. There are so many channels, and on the one hand that can make it really difficult to start a new channel. And if you are considering starting a channel, it's one thing that can make you feel like, well, I don't know that I would do very well because there's already so many people on the platform. And then when you add on top of that, being a woman above a certain age, that can also impact how you feel about wanting to start a channel. And I will talk to people in the comments, offline, and in my, real in-person life, and people will say that, like, oh, I'd love to start a channel, or oh, that's so cool that you do YouTube. I would love to do something like that. And I ask them, well, why don't you? Oh, I could never. Well, why not? And I do think that this idea of being too old or too boring or both is something that holds people back. They feel like their life isn't exciting enough. They feel like maybe they're too old, especially if there's a certain space or community within YouTube that they want to kind of join. It can be very difficult to find creators of a certain age group. Like, I feel like it's really easy to find, like, just looking at like the booktube or the authortube spaces, there's a lot of younger booktubers and there's a lot of younger author tubers. And so if you are over a certain age, it can feel really intimidating to come into either of those spaces because it feels like your age is something that sets you apart. I can say from experience with this channel that the majority of my audience is older, is like my age or older. When I look at my analytics, the majority of my audience truly is kind of between the ages of 30 and 60. So there is an audience for content creators in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, but there aren't as many creators in those age groups. And that is something I would really love to see change. And so whenever people ask me, I feel like this question of, am I too old and boring? You have to kind of split it up into two different ways of looking at it. Are you just too old and boring to do YouTube? No, never. I don't think you're ever too old, and I don't think you're ever too boring, because someone will always find your life interesting and exciting. It's very easy for me to get a bit or a lot self-conscious and feel like I'm just a normal person working a very normal kind of boring job. I'm just a writing instructor at a university. I live in the suburbs of the Phoenix Valley. Like, I don't live in London or New York City or LA. I don't live in an exciting city. I don't live in a beautiful, glamorous apartment. My life is just very normal and average. And it feels like from that perspective, I don't have anything that exciting to offer a YouTube viewership or a YouTube audience. But 5,000 plus of you have still subscribed. So clearly my life isn't that boring, or the mundanity of my life is what's attractive. And that's one of the things I love about YouTube, is I can follow people from all around the world who live all different kinds of lifestyles and are different ages and backgrounds. And I'm fascinated by people, and I'm fascinated by the different lives that people live. So YouTube is great for me from that perspective. So I don't think you're ever too old or boring to do YouTube, because someone will always find your life interesting and exciting. But am I, or are you, potentially too old and boring, too old or boring to be successful at YouTube in terms of subscribers, revenue, view counts, and those sorts of analytics? That answer is a little bit more complicated, and I feel like it kind of depends. It depends on the kind of content you're making. It depends on how well you understand how algorithms work, how well you understand SEO and optimization. And even then, you can do everything right. You can follow all the rules, everything that the YouTube experts say to do to boost your visibility and enhance your success in the algorithm. And it still kind of comes down to having a certain it factor. You either have it or you don't. And I feel like that's something I've always struggled with. I don't know that I really have it, whatever it is, to really break through the algorithm and see my channel not skyrocket. I've never wanted to be like an overnight success. I think having a truly viral video or a viral like channel growth would freak me out. But I do admit my channel has grown a lot more slowly over the years than I would have liked. And I do feel like I'm someone who has done a lot of what has been advised. I have been trying to learn how YouTube works and how YouTube and the algorithm has changed over the years. And I will have moments of success. I will have videos that seem like they're doing really well, and I will have like phases or periods of time where it feels like I'm starting to have a really steady upward trajectory, and then it almost always plateaus. Rather than having steady growth over the 9 years, I'll have a spurt and then a plateau, a spurt and then a plateau. And that's fine. Like, I've just accepted that that's how it's going to work, and I've accepted that it might, like, I'm just going to be on a much slower growth pace, and that's okay, because the benefit that I have had is throughout this time of growth, while I have grown very slowly and very organically, the people who have found me and followed me have been truly the best people in the world. And I'm talking to all of you right now. You are the best audience and the best community. And I think that's the big thing. I never expected to have a community. That was never a goal. And somewhere around, like, I don't know, year 4, year 5, I just realized that it really wasn't about the subscriber number. It was about the friends that I was making. And I can truly say I have made some incredible friends through this platform. So I never expected to have a community, but that is the best part that has happened. And I don't really care how big or how small that community is. I care about the strength and the mutual support and validation that we give each other in that community, if that makes sense. Like, it really isn't about how many people are part of this group. What matters is the authenticity and the sincerity of those of us who are here. The fact that you like and comment on each other's comments. You all are interacting with each other in the comment section. That it's not just me interacting with each of you individually, but that we are all kind of part of this. The fact that you follow me on Instagram or subscribe to my email newsletter and we're able to interact in those spaces as well, just really kind of makes it feel like I know whatever problem I'm dealing with. If I have a question, if I need feedback from the community, if I want to hear other people's advice or experience with a certain thing, I know that I can bring up a topic in these vlogs and say, hey, I'm struggling with how I feel about this. I'm open to different perspectives. What do you think? And you all will fill the comments with the kindest, most supportive feedback and advice in a way that is just so unbelievably kind. The amount of trust I feel like we have built is something that I think is really unique and not something that happens easily, especially in a place like a social media platform like YouTube. So going back to kind of the question of, am I too old and boring? No, I'm not, and neither are you. And if you have been wanting to start a YouTube channel, it takes a lot of time. It's a very time-consuming hobby, and it's a hobby that you probably will not make any money off of for many, many years. It took me years before I started earning anything from it. So it is still for me very much a hobby that I make some money off of. But the emotional support that I get is so much more important and so much more valuable than the financial support. So do it for the right reasons. I've said this in every video where I've talked about, should you do YouTube as an author, as whatever, you know, whatever your reasons for wanting to join YouTube, whatever community you want to kind of position yourself within. Whenever I've talked about, should you do YouTube, do it for the right reasons. Do it because you genuinely want to just make videos, because you love video content, you love consuming it, and you love making it. Do it for the community. Do it to be part of a community. Don't do it for the money, the fame, the fortune, any of that, because that might never happen. But it truly has been the best thing I have ever done. I've had so many exciting moments over the last 9 years, and I've documented pretty much all of them. If I had told myself in the beginning that I'm too old, I'm too boring, my life isn't exciting enough, I can't build a really big vlog channel because my life isn't exciting enough to have a vlog channel, if I'd told myself I had to focus on topic videos because that's the only thing I can really do or contribute, we would have missed out on so much. We really, really would. And it's so many of those videos that have brought in so many of you lovely people. So I think we'll talk about that next, like some of the highlights of the last 9 years. But first, I really need to do some editing because I've not been doing enough editing over the last couple days. So I'm gonna try to get 4 chapters knocked out in the Scrivener read through. We'll see if I can get 5, but I feel like 4 is pushing it. So we're aiming for 4 and we'll just see what happens. Must be an end of week miracle, but I have finished the Scrivener read through. I was just on a roll today. I don't know what it is. Also, the ending of the book, like the last 6 chapters and the epilogue, are pretty strong. We're done. I can cross it off my task list. Where's my pen and my planner? This is so exciting. It's just about 4:30. Still need to plan for next week. I'll take the planner over to the couch and do some planning throughout the rest of the evening. I at least want to get my task list for Monday sorted out so that Monday morning when I sit down to work, I know exactly what I'm working on. But yeah, oh my gosh. I really didn't think I was gonna get this done today. I really didn't. I was just so hoping I could at least get through chapter 18. Earlier today, I was just trying to like mentally tell myself, you're not gonna get it done and that's okay. And you'll get started on developmental edits sometime towards the middle or end of next week, and that's fine. So this has been a huge boost to my mood. I'm feeling a lot better. But switching back, YouTube and 9 years, I think next year I'll probably make a much bigger deal and we'll do like a few really special videos. But I still want to like talk about YouTube and 9 years and highlights. When I first started, I honestly didn't think I was going to even last a full year. I had told myself that I wanted to try to do it for a whole year, and then I would make a decision about if I would continue. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I wasn't sure if I'd even get to 10 subscribers, let alone 100, let alone more than 100. I really, really had no long-term expectations. I never ever would have guessed that 9 years later I'd still be doing YouTube and I'd still be making videos and that this channel would have gotten to this point. I never thought that it would become such a huge part of my life. I feel like I keep saying this. I feel like I'm probably starting to talk in circles, but this channel just has done so many things that I never thought possible and has allowed me to do things that I never would have thought possible. I feel like it has helped me, making these videos, all these vlogs, has helped me understand myself in a way that I don't know that I would have been capable of without doing YouTube. Vlogging, I was saying this in the perimenopause video and the chat I was having towards the end of that video, and I was getting kind of emotional as I was talking about this too. So I don't want to get emotional again, but vlogging is so deeply and intensely personal, and it's very reflective and it's very introspective. It's something that I never set out to do with my channel, but the only thing I can compare it to, and I can never explain this too much because I don't want to give any spoilers, but if you have ever seen the movie About Time, starring Donald Gleason, and Rachel McAdams is in the movie as well. Bill Nighy, that's who I'm thinking of. The movie's about time travel, and I don't want to like spoil the big lesson that he learns in that movie, Donald Gleason's character. But what he learns in that movie is exactly how I feel about vlogging. It really shifted how I think about life and how I approach my life. And I feel like vlogging is as close to living what he learns in that movie as I can get without being able to time travel. If you watch the movie, this will all make a lot more sense. I'm starting to get back into doing the occasional sit-down chatty topic video, but vlogging will always be my preference. Long, rambly, chatty, cozy vlogs where it's kind of like I'm FaceTiming with a friend. That's how several of you describe them in your comments, and that is exactly how I want it to feel. I feel like I'm sitting here just chatting on FaceTime with a friend when I'm talking to you all on the camera, and that's how I want it to feel when you are watching these vlogs. I want it to feel personal. I want it to feel cozy. I want it to feel friendly. I want it to feel like you're just getting to relax and hang out with a friend. Like, that is truly the best compliment someone can give these vlogs. And I love it. I need that. I need that outlet. I need to be able to just sit here and kind of ramble and chat and work through the things that are running through my head and spit out different ideas or different thoughts that you then will eventually kind of react to and respond to in the comments. Like, I need that so much, and I never realized how much I needed that. It is one of the main reasons why I continue to do the vlogs, and I love when you respond in the comments and let me know that like that's the thing that you love most about these vlogs. It just makes me feel so happy, and it just makes these vlogs and this community, it feels like it's more than just the vlogs, and it feels like it's more than just my life. It's all of us kind of in community together, and that while these are issues or problems or struggles or victories or whatever that I'm living and experiencing them, we're all kind of sharing in it together, and you're relating in some way, or what I say is resonating with you in some way. And yeah, I don't know, it's just, it's special. So I love that I've been able to share so many highs in my life, like just so many huge victories and massive moments and fun moments and moments of celebration and joy and achievement. And it's also been so comforting that I've been able to share some of the lower moments and some of the difficulties and the struggles, and know that I have this community and I'm not alone. Like, I just feel so constantly grateful for that. But then the highlights. There have been so many, and I love that I've been able to share it with you, and I love that some of you will go back and watch old vlogs to see what you've missed in terms of those big moments. We've been to England 4 times now. You watched me defend my dissertation and walk in graduation for my PhD. You were there when I got the job offer for my current job and started my new career as a full-time writing instructor. You were there when I announced that I was going to start self-publishing. You were there for book 1, book 2, book 3, all the way through to book 8 and my most recent book launch. You have been such a support for my books and for me as a writer. I would not want to write these books without you. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want to write these books without being able to document the process and have you all sharing in that journey, and knowing that it's so many of you, like you as the vlog viewers, you're what makes writing these books so much fun and so worth it. There's something so special about having built this community on YouTube, where you're not only a community of vlog viewers, you're also like the majority of my readers are here on YouTube in this community. I don't think I have that many readers who don't also follow me on YouTube. This is the main place I market my books. You all are the main group of people. Like, not all of my vlog viewers read my books, but I feel like the vast majority of the people who read my books watch my vlogs, if that makes sense. And so knowing that so many of my readers are also here watching this journey, watching the books come to life, supporting me through every step of the process. Like, I don't think you realize how much credit you deserve. And I thank you in the back of every book. I thank my YouTube community. I thank my Instagram, my online community. You all are such an integral part. I just think if I didn't have so many of you commenting on the vlogs, telling me you're excited, telling me you're currently reading book whatever of whichever series, and that you're looking forward to the next installment of that series, I think it would be really easy for me to stall out on different aspects of the writing and publishing process. I think it would be really easy for me to fall into a slump where I just can't get progress made. But knowing that you're there and that you are supporting me and you're supporting the books, and the way that you give me the freedom and the flexibility to take my time if I genuinely need it, but that also you really can't wait to read the next book. Like, it's just such a gift that you give me. And it's why every time I start to get caught up in my head about YouTube and YouTube success and what that looks like, and metrics and analytics and the algorithm, and questioning, should I be making changes? Should I be doing something differently? You know, should my vlogs be shorter? That's what my mom thinks. But I disagree, and I know a lot of you as well disagree. Or should I switch to doing more topic videos? Or should I do things that'll be better for the algorithm? Like, every time I start to second guess myself or doubt myself with YouTube, I remind myself that from the beginning, it has never been about subscriber numbers or view counts or revenue or anything like that. From the very beginning, 9 years ago, I just wanted to make videos. I really don't want to get emotional now, but I really just wanted to make videos. I just wanted to see if I could document my life in this way, because I'd never been very good at journaling or keeping up a daily diary or anything like that. I love photography and I love video content. I loved how engaged I felt with the vloggers who I followed, and I loved feeling like I was part of their community. I just wanted to see if I could do that for myself, if I could build a community here of people who were going through similar things that I was going through, who could relate to me in the same way that I related to some of the creators that I was following at the time. And I feel like I've done that. That's really all I could have ever hoped for. And so to still be doing this 9 years later, and to have the kind of community that I have that has stuck with me and followed this channel through all of the changes. And there are some of you who have been around for multiple iterations of this channel. You started following me when I did my PhD stuff, and then you continued following me into being a writer. You know, now 8 books in, you're still here and you haven't given up on me as I've switched to that. And now that I'm also starting to maybe just play with things a little bit and experiment a little bit, like, you're still here for that. I don't take that for granted. I'm intensely aware, and I think it's why I put so much pressure on myself, because I just want to deserve you. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. Every time I put pressure on myself to make this channel the best it possibly can be, it's because I want to deserve the community that we've built here. And I want to deserve the support that you give me. And I can hear you already through the camera that I already deserve you and I don't need to do anything else. So I can't say that I'm gonna stop putting that pressure on myself, but I think this is the first time I've really kind of stopped to think about it in that way. And this is why I love vlogging, because it makes me think about things in a way that I wouldn't if I didn't have you all to talk to like this. But I do, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm realizing I do think that a huge part of why I sometimes start second guessing and doubting myself and putting pressure on myself to make better videos and just be a better creator is because the gift you have given me over the last 9 years is just so incredible, and I just want to deserve it, and I just want to deserve all of you. Wow, didn't expect to go that deep today, but there we go. This is, are any of us surprised? I'm not. Would it be one of my vlogs if I don't end up crying halfway through it? I think we've made it a little bit more than halfway. That's just some of what I've been thinking about over the last several days, knowing that 9 years, that birthday is coming up. And yeah, now it's been 9 years in one day as you are watching this vlog on Wednesday, and I just, here's to 9 more. You're not getting rid of me anytime soon. You truly aren't. Anyway, I need to get myself together. I need to stop. I needed to stop. I need to go sit down on the couch and just start relaxing and just let the weekend start, because I'm really, really tired and I am ready for a break. That movie. It's more than 10 years old now. It was 2013. I know I've been saying this a million times in the vlogs, but like, I really don't know where the time is going. It's one of those cases where like 2013 feels like it was just like 5 years ago. It doesn't feel like it was 12 years ago. And like my life, just where my life was at in 2013. I hadn't started YouTube yet. I was just starting my PhD in August of 2013. So the beginning of 2013, I was finishing my master's degree. Then that summer, went and spent 3 weeks in London visiting and staying with my friend. That was the first time I visited London in the summer and like got to experience England in the summer. And we went on picnics and just walked around, and the weather was incredible, and it was just amazing. Then that autumn, coming back from that trip, like not long after coming back from that trip, I started grad school again as a PhD student. So 2013 was like a big year in so many ways. Just like 2016 and starting this channel, like it does not feel like it's been 9 years. It really, really doesn't, but it has. And I don't know, it's why I like rewatching that movie every now and then. I mean, 2013, some of the jokes in this movie, personally, don't quite hold up. There's certain things that I'm like, I don't know that this is dated very well. But overall, the overarching message of the story and like the arc that the main character goes on and the lessons that he learns, I think are just really important lessons. So if you haven't watched that movie, I would recommend it. But yeah, it's time to wrap up this vlog. I feel like I've definitely talked more than enough. Forgive me if this was a little bit longer than usual, but I've had a lot I wanted to say about this topic, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, like knowing that the 9-year birthday, anniversary, whatever, for this channel was coming up. I knew I had thoughts. to share. And I'm really glad that we did get to talk about it today, because some of it has been really helpful for me with how I've been feeling lately, and some of the insecurities and overthinking and second guessing I've been having related to YouTube. I feel like birthdays always make you think about things. My own personal birthday brings up a lot of things, but then the birthday of my YouTube channel, birthdays and anniversaries, I just feel like they make you really introspective and reflective and thinking about all of these sorts of things. So yeah, 9 years. Here's to 9 more. I'm not going anywhere. As long as you all are here to watch these videos, I'm gonna keep making them. Even if all but 10 of you unsubscribed, as long as there's still a handful of you watching these, I'll keep making them. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere. For all my doubting and second guessing and overthinking and overanalyzing, I still know, like, I would do this all over again. If I could go back to the beginning and start fresh, I don't think there's a single thing I would change about my channel. I don't think I would pick a different focus or choose a different niche or do anything differently, because doing things how I've done them has led us to here, and it's led me to all of you. You are what makes this channel so special. Without you, it's just me talking to my camera in my empty apartment. Without you, this channel really isn't anything, but with you, it's a community, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I really, really wouldn't. So a huge thank you to all of you, whether you've been here for 9 days or 9 years. Thank you. Thank you for being there through all the highs and all the lows. I'm so grateful for you, and I always just want you to know that. I never want any of you to think that I don't value you or appreciate you or think about you. Even when I'm not vlogging, I'll see things and think of, you know, those of you who I've gotten to know in the comments. There'll be something that will remind me of one of you, or I'll think, oh, they'll like this, or they'll think this is funny if I show it in the vlog. So yeah, I just thank you. To go back to the beginning, and the question I asked at the beginning of this vlog, I am not too old or boring for YouTube. I'm certainly not too old or boring for this community that I've created, that we've created. The videos I make a difference for some of you, and if they make a difference to even just one of you, that makes that video worth filming. There is value in sharing the videos that I create, and I need to not second guess that, and I need to not overthink and overanalyze that. I need to just trust that if I have an idea for a video, it's probably because somewhere out there there's at least one person who needs to hear or see whatever that video ends up being. And so I need to just kind of quiet that voice in my head that worries about it and just make that video. So I'm going to try to be better at that. If you are thinking of starting a channel, I really hope you do it. You won't know until you try. And it's better to start a YouTube channel and give it a try and see how you actually like it. If the reality of making YouTube videos lives up to the vision of it you have in your head, it has well exceeded the vision I had in my head. I didn't think I would last this long. I didn't think I'd last even a year. And now 9 years later, I'm still here and I'm still doing it. And I'm just really glad that I took that chance and that I didn't let that voice that was in my head back then that thought, no one's gonna care, no one's gonna watch, your life isn't that exciting, you don't have anything that interesting to say. I'm so glad I didn't listen to that voice and that I just made the video and I put up that first video. As scared as I was, I did it anyway. You know, I felt the fear and I did it anyway, kind of a thing. I don't do that very often, but the times that I have done that, the times that I have felt the fear and done the thing anyway, done the thing and did the thing that was scaring me, it has always worked out. it has always worked out, usually much better than I expected it to. So yeah, if you've been thinking about it, it's better to try and then realize, oh, it's not for you. You know, it's better to give it a try and realize it's too much time, it's too much energy, maybe you don't actually like it after all, and then you'll know that it just wasn't for you, and then you can just leave whatever videos you make and be able to look back and say, well, that was a fun experiment. That's kind of what I thought. I'll do this. If it doesn't work out, that will have been a fun experiment and I can move on with my life. Little did I know it was going to turn into one of the best things I have ever done. I'm so glad I did it. So if you're sitting there worried that your life is too boring, or that you're getting too old, or that no one's going to want to watch you, or no one's going to be interested in your life, someone will be. More than one someone probably will be. And I hope that you end up creating a lovely community for yourself the way that we've created this community here. And yeah, so just start it. Just do it. Whether it's YouTube or something else, if there's something that you have been wanting to do and you have been holding yourself back out of fear, just give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? You fail, it doesn't work out, then you know, and then you move on to something else. But as the sign back here says, sometimes you have to ask yourself, what if it all goes right? What if it all works out? And I feel like that's something this channel is reminding me of every day. So thank you. I'm going to stop because I'll just keep rambling on this topic, and this vlog has already gotten more than long enough, but it's just been such a lovely day. I made so much progress this week with work. I feel so productive. I feel like this is the second week in a row that I've had just feel really good about how much I've managed to get done, and my brain has felt a lot better than it has in weeks. And I know that it won't stay like that. I know I'm going to have rough weeks again, but I've enjoyed this week a lot, and I've enjoyed today a lot, and it's been nice chatting to you. My daffodils are opening up, which is making me very happy. There were a few white daffodils in this bunch as well. So the daffodils are starting to open up. I hope they continue opening. The tulips are looking very lovely on my coffee table. I've finished the Scrivener read through of my book, and now I can start editing. It's been a really, really good week and a really, really good day. So I'm glad I could share that with you all. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for listening. If you've made it all the way to the end of this vlog, I don't know if there's a daffodil emoji, but you can leave me some flower emojis, and you can leave me a yellow heart emoji for the daffodils. And our question of the vlog, totally self-indulgent, but I would like to know, again, whether you've been watching for 9 days or 9 years, I would like to know, what is your favorite moment from one of the vlogs on this channel that you have watched recently, or that you watched years ago? Is there a moment that just really stands out? I don't think I can pick a particular moment, but I will say I am definitely biased towards all the London vlogs. I think some of my favorite moments have been in the London/England vlogs, so those are definitely the ones that stand out to me. But I think alongside that, my PhD graduation was also like really epic and really special, and it's not every day that you finish a PhD. So yeah, so many amazing moments, but I think those are some of my favorites. So I'd love to know, what is one of your favorite moments from the vlogs over the last 9 years, or however long you've been watching the vlogs? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. On your way down to the comments, you can click the like button to let me know if you enjoyed this video. You can click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet already. I would really appreciate both of those things. You can open up the description box to find links to all of my books and to sign up for my email newsletter. And then below the description box is the comment section, and you can leave the emojis down there, and we can also chat about favorite moments from the past 9 years here on this channel. So I will see you all down in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching this vlog, and I will see you again very soon in the next vlog. Bye!